From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
Unfortunately, just one more thing that this brutal summer heat can do to impact you health-wise. And, of course, the heat wave's still far from done for us. We got to get through the rest of this week, even, frankly, through a lot of this weekend before that relief arrives. Now, from a 100-degree standpoint purely, as you know, we're behind last year's trend significantly with how brutal July was last year, including today. Today will be our 8th 100-degree day and counting for us here in Tulsa. By this point in time last year, we had 23 100-degree days. So we're not on that trend, but again, there are differences, right? Last year, by this point, we had really dried out. You know, we've been really muggy this summer, so the heat index factor has been brutal at times. Our average, like the long-term climatological average for how many 100-degree days we should see in a given year in Tulsa would be 11. So it looks like we'll surpass that with this heat wave. Now, let's hope, once we get past this heat wave, we maybe don't add too many more to that, but we're going to likely surpass that average here by the end of the week. Here's a look from Gathering Place right now. Of course, still very green. That is one reason why, all the moisture that's still in the ground, even though we are starting to really dry out. All the moisture left over from those July rains has still added a lot of that humidity to the air. So 98, heat index of 106 already at the lunchtime hour, dew point of 70. You can tell things are moving around. We still got that gusty southwesterly wind. So temperatures, we've already got a couple 100-degree readings here at lunchtime. Stigler, Wilburton, you're at 100. In Tulsa, we're almost there. Same in Muskogee. Out around Tahlequah Grove, that's been kind of the trend here recently. You've been running a little lower than everyone else. Heat index values, though, again, are brutal area-wide. 110 in Sallisaw. Tahlequah, you get that lower temperature, but look how high your heat index is, 105. So it is steamy area-wide. Now, I mentioned this a few minutes ago. There is some slightly less humid, I'll call it drier, but maybe just say slightly less muggy air off to our west, where dew points are now in the 60s. As that southwest wind component starts to bring in that slightly drier, slightly less muggy air, that's going to start to settle the heat index values down a little bit near and west of Tulsa, but the trade-off is that allows the temperatures to climb even higher. So it is still brutally hot and muggy really through the end of the week. I mean, Friday, Saturday, we maybe bring it down a degree or two, but this is why I'm stressing, we got to have some patience for that cool down, because that front that we're tracking has slowed down a little bit. So Saturday still looks very hot, and frankly, Sunday could end up relatively hot as well. But Sunday is when that front pushes south, and then that will help us out again by early next week. Showers and storms across eastern Kansas and southern Kansas right now. Those are headed east, so they're not going to impact us, but this is what we'll be watching the next couple of days. Kind of day by day, these showers and storms in Kansas will start to creep a little further south, and then by the end of the week into the weekend, we'll start to see some of that slide into our viewing area. But again, that stays to our north today as we continue to bake with the triple-digit temperatures. Tomorrow morning, upper 70s outside of Tulsa, but low to mid-80s in the heart of the metro. So this is where it becomes even more problematic when we're not cooling down at night. We're still at 84 in the morning here in the Tulsa metro, and a high pushing 105 again tomorrow. Now, this isn't record territory, but it is going to be sweltering nonetheless. Now, here's that front. I mean, it's just to our north Thursday into Friday, but that's where it's going to stay for a lot of the weekend. The upper level ridge is going to kind of keep it just to our north for a while, but late Friday into Saturday, some widely scattered showers and storms are a possibility. And then Sunday, this is when the front finally starts to get a bigger push to the south. So even Sunday, if the front slows down a little more, even Sunday could end up relatively hot, especially south of Tulsa. But as that front pushes further south during the day Sunday, that's when we start to get that more notable relief coming. So the relief is still on the way, but just, have some patience here, because it's going to take several more days of some really, really hot and humid conditions to get through. 105, 105, 104 for the rest of the week here, so it is going to be brutally hot. Saturday still quite hot, and then, like I said, Sunday outside of any storm, still a pretty hot day as well. But at the very least, early next week for a few days, things get a lot better with temperatures closer to the 90-degree mark.